Hello, students. I welcome you all in this online video lecture series. In the today's lecture, we are going to know about our first prose, that is, the eyes are not here. So, the objectives of this video lecture are to know the background of author Ruskin Bond and to understand the central theme of prose, the eyes are not here. So, the first unit is of prose. We have two proses in the first unit, and the first prose of first unit is the eyes are not here. The it is a short story. It has many names. In the prescribed text, the prose is named as the eyes are not here, but this story has also named as the eyes have it, and also the girl on the train. So this is about the title of the prose. The eyes are not here, and also it is also called the eyes have it. At the beginning, let us know about the author of this prose, Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, born in 1934 at Himachal Pradesh, is an Indian writer of British descent, a prolific and powerful writer. He has added huge stack of short stories, essays, novels, and children books to the library of contemporary Indian English writers. Dehra has been the setting of most of his novels. The story is a first person narrative and keeps the reader elevated from beginning to the end. A versatile writer and a man of colorful personality, he is still active. So, Ruskin Bond is a very important writer from India. So, let us start to understand the story. The eyes are not here. The narrator of this story is a blind man. On his way to Missouri by train, he is alone in the train when a girl boards his compartment. The girl's parents bid her goodbye at the station, anxious about her well being, and advised her regarding where to keep belongings, not to learn out of the windows, and to avoid talking to strangers. Once the train leaves the station, the narrator starts conversation asking if she too is going to Dehradun. The voice startles her as she thinks herself to be the only occupant in the compartment. She answers in the negative and tells him that she is en route to Saharanpur to visit her aunt. He informs her that he is traveling to Missouri. After conversing for quite some time, now the narrator appreciates her daringly, saying that she has an interesting face. She is happy at this surprise, as it was a welcome deviation from the often repeated phrase, "You have a pretty face." So, the narrator praises her by saying, "You have a pretty face." Soon it is time for the girl to bid goodbye as her destination comes into view. After her departure, a man enters the compartment and apologizes for not being as attractive a traveling companion as his predecessor when the narrator asks him if the girl had her hair long or short. He replies with interest that he had noticed only her eyes, which were beautiful but of no use, as she was completely blind. It is only then that the narrator realizes that the girl too was blind. Now, let us learn about the characters of this story. In this story, the narrator's eyes was sensitive only to light and darkness. While going to Dehradun by train, he comes across a girl. He starts conversation and gradually becomes interested in her. He tactfully hides his blindness from the girl to impress her. But the conversation does not last long. The girl bids him goodbye as the train arrives to her destination. After her departure, a new male passenger comes into the compartment. From the man, the narrator learns that the girl was completely blind. The revelation shocks the narrator. He feels that he has deceived himself. This is an ironical twist that makes the end of the story so appealing. The narrator was blind and fond of talking. He wished to hide his blindness from girl, while the girl was smart and focused. The narrator was a romantic fool who was ready to believe a girl by her ringing laughter and vibrant voice. The narrator represents men in common who love the company of woman, while the girl represents women in common who love the safety in the presence of a man and vanish without a goodbye because she has reached safely. Ruskin Bond kept the pulse of the reader high with the narrator's attempts to escape the chances of his being caught by the girl's smart questions and remarks. At the end, the reader realizes that it was not the girl that the narrator had been fooling, but it was the reader that the author had just fooled. Now let's talk about the irony in the story. This story is an excellent example of situational irony. Ironically, the author employs two blind people as his main characters, yet neither knows that the other is blind. Even after listening to the parents' conversation with the daughter, the narrator could not distinguish any unusual advice or information that led him to believe the girl had any handicap herself. Hoping to keep her from realizing that he is blind, he describes the scenery from his memories. To continue the ruse, the narrator tells the girl that she has an interesting face. The narrator fooled himself. Apparently, he also misleads the girl because she did not realize that her fellow traveler was blind. So, this is the central theme of the short story. The Eyes Are Not Here by Ruskin Bond. Thank you for watching this video.